30 years ago this month, I was waiting to hear from Yale. I was a nervous wreck in a class of nervous wrecks, in a school of nervous wrecks. I knew the GPAs and SAT scores of every single person in my grade. I knew where everyone had applied, where everyone wanted to go, and how good their chances were of getting in. I knew who was competing with me for those fat envelopes from New Haven. I had invested my entire notion of self-worth in whether or not I got into Yale, and I didn't know how I would recover if they rejected me. Guess what? They rejected me. So here's the thing, my life didn't end. And 5 months later, my mom and dad dropped me off at a great college where I got a superb education, I made lifelong friends, and I had wonderful experiences. At the same time, I have to admit that a part of me never got over it. 30 years later, I'm still a little obsessed with college admissions. And is that really surprising? Because as bad as it was in April of 1979, the situation today, as we all know, is much, much more intense. This country has now evolved a fraught, harrowing ordeal for high school seniors that touches on so many of our national preoccupations, like class and race and notions of success. And of course, that eternal elephant in the room, parenthood. A century ago, if you wanted to go to Yale, all you had to do was be white, male, and a student at one of a handful of prep schools. You didn't even have to be smart. Today, brilliant teenagers all over the planet know where New Haven is, and they're doing everything they can to get there. In China, the hottest trend in publishing, books by parents of kids who've been accepted to Ivy League schools. These are how-to manuals for other parents. I read about one that advises parents to have their children do their homework assignments in the noisiest part of the house to encourage concentration and require them to stand holding ice cubes as an exercise in mental toughness. But we shouldn't let ourselves feel too superior. We American parents are pretty fixated too. I live in a town like Richmond. I've had a lot of conversations with people today about schools in Richmond, where our kids' education means everything to us. And I've met plenty of people in my town who truly believe that stinting on toddler enrichment will handicap their children when it's time to apply to college. I've met parents who want their fourth graders to play unusual instruments like the French horn so they can do an end run around the violinists and the pianists. We have now entire industries devoted to college counseling, test prep, ditch digging trips to Costa Rica, and essay tutoring so that the inevitable essay about ditch digging in Costa Rica will stand out from all the other essays about ditch digging in Costa Rica. As a novelist, the whole thing was just irresistible. I've been a faculty spouse at Princeton for 20 years, and I've seen an entire generation of Princeton students pass through my husband's classroom and also through my home, because Princeton students make phenomenal babysitters. I knew that the admissions office hired part-time readers at the height of the application season, so I went to the dean of admission and applied for a job. And in answer to the question you're all asking yourselves right now, yes, of course, she knew. I went in saying, I want to write a novel about Ivy League admissions, and she hired me.
This was a portion of a Book TV program. You can view the entire program and many other Book TV programs online. Go to booktv.org. Type the name of the author or book into the search area in the upper left-hand corner of the page. Select the Watch link. Now you can view the entire program. You might also explore the Recently on Book TV box or the Featured Video box to find recent and featured programs.